Jim Alexander here with Hollywood Junket. We are talking to the cast of All American and the Berlin Station. We got the showrunners, we got the talent, so check it out. Jim Alexander here with Hollywood Junket. I am talking to the men that represent All American, Mr.
Michael and Daniel Ezra.
There you go. First of all, man, hell of a jacket here. I love it. I've never seen anything like this, so this is pretty awesome.
Thank you, sir.
I wanted to. Dan, you're looking good too. I mean,
yeah.
Comfortable on a Sunday. Wanted to ask you guys. The show obviously deals with a lot of societal and economical issues aside from football in that sense. How much of like a social kind of influence you guys feel the show provides outside of the football realm, and what kind of message it sends?
I think that it's sending a pretty big message, especially with episode 3 coming out recently, with Breezy's character Coop going through a lot of stuff with her own, sexuality and that aspect of things, and then, me and Spencer, Jordan Spencer, getting caught up with the police, and we're not necessarily taking a stand, but we're getting people to talk about it and to realize things that are going on in this country of ours.
We're definitely deliberately trying to lean into a lot of the important conversations happening in America, and we don't, I hate shows that sort of like preach and try and preach this way or that way, but that's hopefully not what we're doing, but we're definitely trying to be a part of the conversation, which I think is important. I don't think every show has to do that, but I think some shows should, and I like that we're definitely going to talk about that stuff, which is good.
So you got a British accent, I can definitely notice that. How does football come to you? I know you guys have a different sort of football out in England. How's American football with just learning the game and kind of figuring things out? How was that for you?
Yeah, it was tough. I have a whole new appreciation for it, because seeing it and watching it and playing it are two different things. And so once I got here and realized how technical it was and how sort of intricate it was, that's what really made me fall in love with it. And now I'm a huge fan.
Oh, you love it now.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. And you, sir, are a runner. I mean, that's where you got your start. So what is that like? And they have you playing quarterback, right? I mean, you should be a receiver or a corner, pretty much in that sense, with your skill set.
I used to play high school football. So
there you go. How is that like for you, playing actually high school football and now being in a show?
It's weird, man, to come back and be a high school student again, essentially, and then be playing football. Who would have thought? I know I didn't, and it's cool, but I don't know. I can't have a word. I don't have a word for it.
You had a nice run lately. I mean, being on this show. Last, you remember for as handsome man on Empire. That was your billing. On IMDb. Handsome dude. There we go. What is it like? I mean, kind of getting on a show like this with, in a sense, limited experience and being on a show like this right now. I mean, that's a big, quick rise for you in that sense.
It was overwhelming at first. Very overwhelming. It still is. But, I'm very grateful and very, very lucky at the same time. And, with the help of my wonderful castmates, they've all taken me in and taken me underneath their wing and, given me pointers that I may not know as that a seasoned actor would know, but me coming in as a newbie, I don't know. And, they've been very, very helpful with that, and I appreciate it.
Daniel, I wanted to ask you, what is like the camaraderie on set? Because it seems like you guys could be like a family too. With the football feel to it, team sports are like a family in its sense. How is it like on set working on this show and just interacting with you guys? You guys seem in sync and very cool. What is it like to work with these guys?
It is exactly like that. It is exactly like a family. We have a really great time, but also when it's time to get into sort of the deeper subjects and the deeper topics and sort of the emotional part, we're very like we sort of support each other and we take care of each other and we give each other the space, and there's a very sort of instinctive thing that comes in when everyone sort of is very protective of each other. I know we're protective of like the girls in the cast and everything, and vice versa. So we sort of gel together very quickly after the pilot actually, and that's kind of just only gotten stronger, I think.
Yeah, I heard an alarm. I think it's my watch going off because NFL Sunday is going on right now, and we're talking football, and that's my alarm to watch the games. Actually, you guys watch football? Are you guys fan of the sport? Actually, you follow any teams?
We were just watching it before we came over here. Actually,
and then I think we're gonna try and catch the Rams game later.
That's the team. I mean, perfect place.
Yeah.
And finally, wanted to ask you guys, what can people expect who haven't seen the show? What are they getting in that sense with this show? What do you guys want the message to be conveyed, in a sense, when watching this?
I don't think, I mean, for me, it's not that there's a message, it's just that I hope it sort of opens up conversations. I think if people sort of bring an open mind, you know, there's the show, I think we have like an amazing balance of obviously the sports, but it's also a family drama, it's also a relationship drama, it's also, there's elements of it that are like thrillers. It's about what happens when two worlds collide and how underneath all this, whether it's the money or the race or the sexuality, that we're all essentially the same. And so hopefully that's kind of what I get from it, so that's hopefully what other people get from it too.
I second that, yeah.
You know, I wanted to ask one more question. Any favorite on-set memories so far you guys had? Anything that sticks out to individually to either of you? Any pranks or, you know, on-set or off-set? Anything that...
So a couple weeks ago, we got... So I have this thing where I like to scare people.
Okay.
Which is
Halloween, good time.
Yeah. So we was kind of like scaring people, and it sort of escalated to the point where the costume women hid in my trailer and jumped out and scared me, and that was bad. So I got them back. And then they took it further and they stole my car.
Yeah.
So they went in my trailer, took my keys, stole my car, and moved it into another parking spot on the lot.
Out.
But I was confused because I still had my keys. So that's probably the best I've ever been pranked.
They're vicious. They're savage on this set.
Yeah.
Any favorite memory for you, Michael?
I mean, it's just any scene with Tay is a memory, man.
Yeah.
Any scene with Tay Diggs is a memory.
How cool is he? I mean,
he's honestly
one of the
the
funniest
best.
people
Yeah.
I've ever met.
Yes.
Yeah,
Very much so. And anytime we do a scene, he's always going to throw in an ad lib to
Yeah.
mess you up or to make you giggle, and you can just see it. We all break.
Yeah.
We all break with him.
awesome. I'm looking forward to the show. I think a lot of people will definitely get a lot of it. Football fans or not football, there's lots to take away. So you guys continue doing your thing. Thanks so much, guys.
Appreciate it.
It's Jim Alexander with All-American cast and crew right here on a red carpet. Jim Alexander here with Hollywood Junket, and I'm speaking to the person behind All-American. I'm going to try to say your name, Nkechi?
Close.
Ah!
You're so close. Nkechi.
Nkechi. I was trying. Nkechi O. Carroll. So we got it here. Wanted to start out, obviously you're both going through allergies, so hopefully it's coming on through well. Your show deals with so many things outside of football, in a sense. The football is at the backdrop kind of thing, but it deals with societal issues, economic issues. How do you feel your show, in a sense, and the message you want to send with it, like the stuff that's really kind of important in life? What are some of the messages that you were trying to send with it, and people to see and realize?
Well, we just wanted to create a show where we could sort of help bridge a little bit of the gap in America, where we give people the opportunity to sort of step into someone else's shoes and see how they live. And a lot of that comes through sort of having our lead character, Spencer, live in two different worlds. And so we were trying to use that opportunity of trying to, for him to understand Beverly Hills and getting the people in Beverly Hills to understand where he comes from as a way to sort of start a conversation in America about how, like, yes, we all come from different places, and we may have different upbringings, but on a cellular level, we're all kind of the same, and we can't really know that until we start walking in each other's shoes. And so that's what we're hoping, All-American does.
And this is a real life story. This is based on a real person. So this happened. This is how did you hear about the story to begin with, and kind of wanted to make it come to life?
Well, actually, I would love to take full credit for it. But Spencer Pasinger, whose life it's based on, he actually sort of really had this passion in this dream to sort of bring his story and his experience and everything to life and to the TV screen. And so it was actually one of our producers, Robbie Rogers, and another one of our producers, Dane, who were friends with Spencer and sort of like heard his story, and they were like, yes, this has to go on TV. And so that kind of got brought to Warner Brothers. And then it was after I signed a deal with Warner Brothers others that I was sort of brought on board to help out with the project, and I just completely fell in love with it, and so was happy to sort of step into a leadership position on the show and sort of make sure it kept going, and such a wonderful cast to work with. So it's been an honor. It really has.
Speaking of that cast, I just spoke to Daniel and Michael. These guys are so in sync, like together. You can tell they're almost like brothers in that way. How important was it, and especially with Michael's case, he didn't have that much experience. We were kind of talking about him being cast on Emperor as handsome dude, you know. But taking a chance on these guys and making it work, and they fit perfectly in that sense. How did you know, in a sense, getting the right people to create this mix? It's so important. It needs to feel like a football team in a sense, and the brotherhood in that sense. What was it like getting these guys on board and the rest of the cast for you, and how important was it to get the right mix?
I mean, it's always, you know, any show sort of lives and dies on its cast, and I think we've been so incredibly blessed with the actors we have. I mean, like you said, you met Daniel and Michael. They're kind of two of the best. And it really was a group effort. It was, you know, the network and the studio and April Blair, who was the actual creator of the show, like they all sort of hunkered down and really sort of saw actor after actor after actor. And then, you know, as in Daniel's case, was sort of his tape came in from England, and it was
which is crazy. You would think a British guy.
That's Spencer. That's our Spencer. And everyone else sort of filled in from there. And so we've just been so incredibly lucky, and we're able to write the material we write and give them the storylines we give them because they've been so fantastic.
Any shows you're currently working on you want to mention, or anything we can look out for?
You know, I recently sold a pilot to ABC that I'm working on right now as well. So working on getting that script written and into them. But, you know, mostly focusing on All American and sort of trying to make it the best version of the show it can be for America, and hopefully they enjoy it.
Anything you want the audiences who are maybe not aware of the show yet what can they expect, in a sense, tuning into the show, and what would you like to maybe have them take away from it?
I think definitely. I don't. It's not what you think. We've got some secrets, some cliffhangers, that sort of stuff, and I think CWA, and I think people assume they know kind of what's coming, but I promise you don't. So we just want people to stay tuned and enjoy the show, and you know, sort of take in the entertainment. And if you know you learn something a little bit different from someone that you wouldn't normally hang with or be friends with or anything like that, then we've done our jobs, and it makes us happy.
And finally, I can't leave without asking, are you a football fan? Do you follow any team? Because we're Football Sunday today right now.
I know. It's funny. I'm a football fan by default, kind of through my husband and my sons.
And who do they follow?
Oh, Eagles. I mean, we're Philadelphia all
Good
day.
team to follow.
Yes, absolutely. Philadelphia all day.
So winners all way. This show is a winner itself, so everyone check it out. All American.